AI looks like it's evolving naturally, but what if it isn't? Have you ever noticed every big breakthrough points in the exact same direction? Bigger models, more scale, more hype. Almost like that direction was chosen. And the strange thing is, no one really questions it. So what's actually going on here? Here's what no one tells you. AI doesn't just evolve, it's influenced quietly over time.
And once you see how it works, you can't unsee it, because the direction of AI isn't happening naturally. It is being shaped heavily by big tech. And there are 3 clues that reveal exactly where this is going.
Firstly, big tech decides what gets funded and studied. You see, cutting-edge AI research isn't cheap. Training modern models costs millions and is controlled by a handful of companies worldwide. And that creates a very specific dynamic.
Researchers don't just study what's interesting or important. They study what gets funded. And right now, most of that funding comes directly or indirectly from big tech.
These companies fund universities and provide the infrastructure that entire academic departments rely on.
Take the example of a Stanford professor. Brilliant, tenured, deeply respected. For years, he has been researching a niche area regarding AI safety that, let's be honest, no one outside his field really understands.
Then one day, big tech shows up with an offer. Unlimited compute and salary that makes academia look like volunteer work. And suddenly, he's incredibly passionate about scaling large language models.
Funny how that works.
Nothing to do with the cash, obviously.
So it looks like AI is naturally progressing in a certain direction, but in reality, it is being shaped by incentives, because the ideas that get backed are the ones that get built, and everything else quietly fades into the background.
And you might be thinking, who cares? Well, you. Yes, you absolutely should care. Because if big tech decides, they get to choose the direction of society, not you with a vote.
Big tech doesn't just fund the research. They control the inputs, the data, the models, and the tools that everyone else depends on. Because modern AI isn't like traditional science. You can't just run the same experiment in your garage and see if it works.
Instead, the best datasets are private, and the most powerful models, they're closed. And if you want access, you're usually going through an API on someone else's terms.
Let's say you're a researcher trying to challenge one of these systems. You read the paper, you look at the results, and you think, I'm not sure this is as impressive as it sounds. So you try to replicate it, except you can't.
It's a bit like being asked to review a chef's signature dish. But you're not allowed in the kitchen. You can taste it, sure, but you have no idea what went into it, how it was made, and what's been left out, and somehow you're still expected to judge it.
So over time, fewer people can truly question what's happening at the frontier. Not because they're not smart enough, but because they don't have access.
And when only a small group of people control the data and the models, they define what the rest of the field can see.
Clue number 3. Big tech doesn't just build AI, they shape the story around it. Think about the headlines you see over and over again.
Zuckerberg claims superintelligence is now in sight.
Tech owners cut 1,000 jobs as he says AI will reduce repetitive work.
Or how about AI now beats humans at reading and maths?
The Prime Minister holds another AI safety summit at Bletchley Park, where the main safety concern seems to be whether the Wi-Fi is fast enough for Silicon Valley CEOs to check their stocks.
These ideas don't just appear randomly. They get repeated and amplified and pushed into the mainstream. And that matters because the story drives everything else.
It attracts investment, influences regulations, and shapes how the public understands what is happening. If everyone believes AI is inevitable and unstoppable, then it becomes very hard to question its direction.
Take Elon. After he took over Twitter, X, the algorithm started behaving like that one bloke in the pub who corners you by the bar. You didn't ask for his opinion on why everyone is suddenly getting heart attacks after the COVID vaccine. But there he is, every time. And that's what happened after Elon took over. Something changed. Well, a lot changed actually. Anyway, suddenly a lot of people opened the app and thought, wow, I should probably follow Elon. Not because it's sudden or personal awakening, because the algorithm kept gently suggesting it. Over and over and over again. Very subtle, very organic.
And it's not even a theory. Reports literally came out that his engineers were told to fix the algorithm because his Super Bowl tweet got less engagement than Joe Biden's. It's a small example, but it makes the point. When you control the platform, you don't just participate in the conversation. You shape what people see, what they hear, and what they believe is important.
And in AI, the same dynamic applies. The people building the technology are the same people telling the story about it. So the narrative doesn't just reflect reality, it creates it.
So when you step back and look at all of this together, it starts to feel a lot less like AI is discovering the future and a lot more like it's selecting it. Because the same companies are funding the research, controlling the data, and shaping the narrative, they are also the ones deciding what gets built next.
And once you understand that, the whole story changes. AI doesn't just progress based on what's possible. It progresses based on what's incentivized. And that raises a much, much bigger question. If a handful of companies are shaping the direction of AI, are they building the future we actually need, or just the one that benefits them the most?